Hey, all you whiskey fans. Today, I want to talk about a whiskey out of Germany, a country that's pretty well known for consuming a lot of whiskey, but not necessarily producing a lot of really high-end stuff. I'm really happy to say that today I got something quite amazing. I can't wait to talk about it. Grab a glass, let's chat. So what's quite amazing is when you try to find this little distillery, you won't actually find it on Google. It's mentioned some places on social media. You'll be kind of amazed to see that if you are following who's winning awards globally, they're going to come up quite a bit because they make some quite interesting stuff. Now, what's amazing is they are really in the heart of Germany. It's a place you kind of gotta plan a specific trip to, because you're not going to get there just by visiting another city and then just happening upon them. But this was started by just 2 people back in 1985. And since then, they've expanded. Of course, they've gone much bigger. Now they're a whopping 9 people, which is still not a lot, especially when I found this whiskey not in Germany, but actually in the Netherlands, Liquid Gold Liquor Store. When I walked in, I was actually looking for a special whiskey for my birthday. And I told them exactly that. Hey, I'm looking for something. I'm really into different grains, more experimental, off-the-wall stuff. And that's when he turned me on to this. This is, of course, a special release from 2023. What's really interesting is there's a whole bunch of information on the back of the bottle here as well. Amazing color. And it's a single malt whiskey out of Herculen Distilling Co. This already got me because distilling, March distilling, spoke my language. But what's really cool about this is the mash bill includes peated, unpeated, and smoked malts. Now, what is smoked malts? It's essentially smoking your malts, stopping the germination with anything except peat. Usually it's wood, and that's actually what it says here. It is a blend, and what's very interesting about it is it's a blend of first-filled sherry octaves, quarters, and hogshead, distilled between 2012 and 2023, released at cask strength, 58.5% alcohol. And it is a beauty. I was so impressed with this whiskey that I actually wanted to test some of my friends with it. A few weeks ago, we were at a kind of a regular gathering that we do with a few whiskey experts and enthusiasts in St. Gallen in Switzerland. Here we have different members of the bar scenes, representatives from distillers, fans, and I mean, you name it. But what's important is people who know their stuff and love whiskey. We got to taste through some amazing stuff. I actually brought one of my old Jim Beam decanters, and along with that, this whiskey here. What really stood out to me is as we were trying all these different whiskeys, the amount of awareness and knowledge that everybody has, how good they are at picking out, hey, this is probably from the highlands, lowlands, even calling out the distilleries at times. It was amazing. Of course, we had a lot of single malts and Scottish whiskeys, even some really good tequilas and different types of brandies, but really, really good stuff. But this whiskey kind of caught people off guard. Because if I told you, hey, this is a German whiskey, or I did not tell you and you tasted it, you would guess everything except Germany. You would even go to the Asian markets before thinking Germany, and thinking this distillery would be like, bam, crazy. But it's an amazing product, especially if you like these very unconventional tasting notes, if you're a big fan of things which are experimental and different. Of course, a lot of sherry. The fact that it's a first fill sherry and they write it on the bottle, amazing. I love it. Very interesting, their use of different size barrels, probably to be able to control the amount of, let's say, wood influence and tannic notes that you're getting. But the nose, beautifully crafted. And the fact that they've added a hint of this smoked malt. I don't think that's the dominant malt, but it's very good. As well with the peaty. There isn't too much peat. It's not like to such a level where I'm just thinking this is a peat bomb. Very well balanced. Sherry is not overwhelming. You have kind of like a little bit of the medicinal note. You might think of peat. It's very, very light, but that smoke malt, it's there. You can't miss it. And it's layered very, very well with these sherry notes. Hey, I mean, you can see how oily it is and how it kind of runs down the glass. It's an amazing, thick mouth body, very oily whiskey. And I love this because I feel like this kind of keeps the flavors longer in your palate. It keeps the finish going and going. It is 58% alcohol, so that's quite a bit. It's a whiskey that I would heavily recommend. They do tours. You've got to sign up quite a bit in advance and plan your way there. But it is a pretty hard whiskey to find. I couldn't find a lot on it. Not much information on it, and also not a lot of places to buy it. Of course, Liquid Gold in the Netherlands, check them out, amazing. But if you can get your hands on it, they do have a whole bunch of different products. So things which are peated, unpeated, different types of malts, different types of barrels. I picked this one up just because it spoke to me with the intensity and the layers of flavor that it had. Some interesting, by the way, small little details on the bottle. There's of course a lot of like heart and loving themes. For instance, if you can see right up here, I don't know if you'll be able to focus in on that. There is a heart in between their two pot stills. They do have a little tag up here. Home is where the hearts is, at H-A-R-Z, or it's sets, depending on where you're from. But hearts in German means heart. And it's pretty interesting because they say this is Herklen Distilling Co., Harz Mountain, Germany. So very cool small touches that they put into this bottle. Something I can heavily recommend. It tastes delicious. I will stop by this distillery. I gotta meet and hang out and try more of their stuff. I'm worried how many bottles I'm gonna be able to take home, but if you are looking for a German whiskey to blow your mind, to impress, or to kind of give people a different opinion or perspective on German-made whiskey, this is something you gotta check out. And if you can, get your hands on. Beautiful bottle, delicious. I can't say enough about it. And by the way, at this tasting, neither could the people there. Again, amazing lineup, great stuff. And this one, first of all, nobody could guess it. Nobody was even close. And when I told them what it is and where it's from, people took pictures, they wrote it down. And it's something that you gotta, like, especially if you're looking to like pull something out of the shelf and surprise somebody who thinks they know whiskey and they know all the big distilleries and stuff, surprise them with this. And I think not only will they be surprised, but happily surprised. If you get a chance, check out the Herklen Distilling Co. And cheers to you and maybe your German whiskey. Bye-bye now.